awesome afternoon, everyone. I thought I would just come on here and share with you my views on change. Yes, change. Now, change is defined as the act or process through which something becomes different. Now, over the period of our lives, from the time we were born until now, a lot of things probably have changed in our lives, whether it is the change in our body, the change in climate, the change in time, the change in food prices. As I talk about food prices, I remember in Jamaica when we could purchase a beef patty for $100 or less than $100. Now a beef patty is like for $170. I recognize that a lot has changed. A lot has changed. And so we recognize that change is something that is inevitable. It is something that will always happen. And this is how it was designed from the beginning of time. According to the scriptures in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, it says that there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens, which means that everything under the heavens, everything on earth, at some point in time should become something different. And so we recognize that change is constant. And even though it is designed to change, many times we have people in situations for years upon years upon years with no change. And even though our bodies might change, even though the situation might change, we still might be just in that same place. And that is because we usually are so resistant to change that we don't recognize that change is constant. Constant meaning that change is something that occurs continuously over a period of time. And even though these things might change, we might still be in the same situation. And shortly I'm going to tell you why we experience this even though the environment around us might change. Now, usually people avoid changes. And this is because probably, you've been in a situation for so long that you've gotten so comfortable and you are afraid of the outcome. You are afraid of what might happen if this change. I don't know what it might turn out to be. I don't know what the outcome might be, as I said before. And so we prefer to stay in our comfort zone. However, I am a strong believer that once we develop the courage to take the first step towards a change, then our lives will become way, way better. And I'm talking based on experience. Now, let me just share with you my story. Well, one of my stories. I remember when I was in, I think it was about 9th grade, I got my first bicycle. Now, before that, I was a regular student. I used to do my schoolwork. I did my homework and all of that. But the moment I got that bicycle, it was a beautiful bicycle. I loved that bicycle. Everything changed. The first thing when I get from school I would do is to get that bicycle, go on the road, and I would stay for the entire evening. It got so bad that I wouldn't do any homework, I wouldn't study, I would just get the bicycle and go on the road. And it got so bad that my mom started to warn me, Tevon, don't go on the road, stay home. Stay home, Tevon. Don't go on the road. And I started to hang out with a new set of people. I had my own little bicycle crew, and we would go to different places in our community, and we just idle. Simply said, we just go on the road. We don't have anything to do. We just go on the road. And my grades just started to drop. It was like a downward slope. I started to do so bad in school because I wasn't studying. I wasn't doing my work. All that was on my mind was bicycle. And there was this particular morning that my mom warned me, Tevon, don't go on the road this morning. I disobeyed. I snuck out of the house and I went on the road just the same. And that particular morning, I met in a terrible bicycle accident. In that accident, I broke my shoulder bone and my collarbone in one blow. And it was very painful. It was a painful recovery for me. My mom gave me the silent treatment for about 2 weeks in my recovery because she knew she wanted me not to go, but I still went out, disobeyed, and I got myself in a bad situation. And what stood out most to me during that period of time was the fact that, remember I said that I had a bicycle crew. Not one person, not one of those friends visited me during my period of recovery. And it really stood out to me because I'm saying that they are the person that I went out with and I met in the accident, and not one of them came to visit me. So I was saying that no, these persons don't mean me well. These persons aren't my friend. And I decided to make a change. And at that very moment, as I changed, I started to do better at school. My grades started to slope up. I started to do better in school. And it was like a domino effect for me. It opened up so many opportunities for me because as I did better in school, my grades started to increase. As it went by, I was able to become the head boy of my high school because my grades were getting better and better. And that situation opened up so many opportunities for me. I was exposed to leadership. I was exposed to situations where I could develop my public speaking ability. And I've developed so many principles from high school, from that very moment when I decided to change, that I still live by, principles that I've built upon. Those principles helped me after high school to go through Knox Community College, where I pursued my associate degree in electrical engineering. I did very well. I left Knox Community College on top of my class, and now I am now a third-year electrical engineering student at the University of Technology. Now, that's a huge change from a person who was all about bicycle, idle, as you would say, to a person that is able to go to university and study electrical engineering. That's a huge change. And so when I talk about change, it's a personal thing for me. And I share this experience because I want to ask you this question. Well, I want you to ask yourself this question. Think about your life and ask yourself, has much change in my life over the past 5 years in comparison to now? Whether financially, physically, whatever it might be, has much changed. And the reality is, if nothing has changed over the past 5 years, it will probably be the same over the next 5 years. As sad as it might sound, it would probably be the same. And let me just tell you why I said that. We would probably be doing the same things that we've been doing over the past 5 years, but expecting different results over the next 5 years. Now, Albert Einstein is widely known for the saying that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. Which means that if we want to see something different, we must be willing to do something different. If we want to see a change, we must first be that change. I know I've said a lot of things over the past couple minutes, but if you should take anything from all that I've said, I want you to take this. If you want to achieve something new in your life, you must be willing to step out of your comfort zone and do something new. If you want to experience a change, if you want to change your situation, you must first let that change begin with you. Because as I said before, it is natural for change. Change is inevitable. It is constant. Change must happen. But a lot of times our bodies change, the environment around us change, but the situation is the same. Why? Because our mentality haven't changed. Our attitude towards the situation hasn't changed. And so if you want to experience that change, we must first make that change. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I also want to take the time out to thank you so much for your support so far. I really appreciate it. I want you to look out for next week's video. It was requested that we dive into ways we can overcome our fears or address our fears. So I've decided to dedicate next week's video to share some tips on how we can overcome our fears. So don't forget to like this video, and if you love my content and you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and help me share this positive vibe by sharing one of my videos with a friend. You know, sometimes we go through many situations and we just need a word of encouragement so that we can get our breakthrough. Sometimes we don't know what a word can do. Someone might just be waiting for that word of hope, and that's basically why I created this YouTube channel, to empower, to inspire people, and to show them that there's still hope, that there's still a way. So a word of encouragement can go a long way. So go ahead and share this with a friend. You might never know, this word might just be something that they've been looking for, that they've been waiting for. So let us all connect. Let's encourage each other, and let's just go out there and crush our goals. Have a great day. Take care, and God bless. Until next time.